Is there something that people always come to you for? That is the definition of your gift will make room for you. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how do you know what your gift is and how to actually bring it forth in the marketplace. So, how to get over all your fears, all the bubble guts, all the things, all the second guessing, all the questioning that goes in your head. You're not qualified, you don't have the skills. Why would anybody listen to you? All those voices that go off in your head that's really trying to keep you stuck and keep you in the situation that you know that you're meant to grow out of. We're going to talk about all that in this video. So let's get started. Okay. And I remember one time breaking down the difference between a gift or a gift and a present versus talent, right? So gift slash present versus talent. If you really look at the definition of the word. Now, the word talent actually, like archaically, was a coin. It was something that was used as a barter of exchange, like a talent of silver or a talent of gold. So you can think of talent as something that you do. You may have cultivated a talent. It's something that you do to exchange for value in the marketplace. That's how I like to describe talent. A gift or a present, think of it literal in the natural sense. When you have a present, you have something that is usually gift wrapped or something that is just given to you. Maybe you didn't ask for it, maybe you did ask for it, I don't know. But a present is usually something that's like unexpected, unplanned, that's gifted to you, given to you. And if you think about a gift is usually wrapped. Think about Christmas time. You have all these presents that are wrapped, these gifts, birthday gifts, they come in some type of packaging. And it's your job to undo the packaging. It's your job to take out all the tissue paper, rip up all the paper, or if you're the type of person that loves all the paper and you want to make it neat and like rip all the things in the nice, neat way, but it's your job to unwrap it. And so I like to think of it like that. God gives us gifts and presents that are just things that are gifted to us, that are just ours. And it's our job in life to unwrap it. It's our job in life to pull the tissue paper out. It's our job in life to really get to the bottom of it and see what is actually in the gift. Okay. And then you have your talents. Your talent could be something that, again, you cultivate in the marketplace. It could be what you went to school for. It could be, whatever you do to exchange for money. So let's say you are you know, I don't know, you clean houses, or you're a dog sitter, or you are really good with kids. And so you work with kids, or you are an engineer or a designer or a makeup artist or a hairstylist or an esthetician or whatever your thing is, right? That you do to exchange in the marketplace. Right now, the sweet spot, I believe, is when your gift and your talents combine. When your gift and your talent combines. And I think that that's the holy grail place where you have taken the time to discover yourself and unveil yourself to find out what the gift is that God blessed you with, or the many gifts that God blessed you, sent you, wrapped you here with, the thing that's laying inside of you that you have to take time to explore. And then your talent, what you actually do to exchange money in the marketplace. Okay. And the reason why I like to explain it like this is because you could be a really gifted singer, right? Like, there are people who are great singers, have amazing vocal range, right? But they're not making multi-platinum records. They're not exchanging their singing for talent. Again, money in the marketplace, where I'm thinking about talent as exchanging a value for dollars. Now, they could be very talented and they could make money singing, but maybe they're just operating in the gifting of it and they haven't connected the gifting and the talent piece together. And then on the flip side, you have people who you have plenty of public figures who are making all kinds of money singing, but maybe there's people who might argue that they're not as gifted as the lady at your church who can just make heaven fall and everybody be crying and on their knees and like, wow, this person can like melodically touch something in their voice, and then you have somebody who's like touring your city and booking all the shows and you like, they can't even hold a note together. Right? We all know that's true. We've all seen it. So that's why I like to separate those two. Okay. So one thing that can help you kind of realize what your natural like gifting is things that sometimes we take for granted. That's a tip for you. Or things that people naturally come to you for. And I know what it's like to overthink that. Like, what do people naturally come to me for? It's easy to kind of get in your brain and be like, well, nobody comes to me for anything. But if you think of it, yes, they do. There are things that people come to you for. Like, are you the friend that people call to pray? Okay. You may overlook that. You may not be making, you're probably not making money from that because it's a gift that you have that you haven't connected to talent. Again, talent being something you exchange money for. Or you may have all kinds of belief systems around your gifts and charging or exchanging, putting a dollar amount value on that. But there are things that people come to you for. It could be prayer. I had a conversation with someone today where people come to that person for skincare, and that person loves skincare and talks about skincare and is passionate about skincare and knows all these things about different types of skincare and melanated skin and less melanated skin and oily and this and that and serums and all this stuff that I just wouldn't know. And I could probably spend a lifetime trying to know, but this person just naturally is into it and knows about it and will naturally put together these little care packages and send to people. And I can see so clearly because I have a gift of marketing and helping people amplify their businesses and grow their businesses and expand their visions and create concrete foundations for their business that actually become financial buildable structures for people to actually get money into their lives and scale that money. I can sort of just, that's a part of my gift, so I can just sort of see that for people and I can laser and be like, this is what you need to do. So she was actually talking to me about skincare. She just reached out to me about skincare, and I was like, so you need to be doing a YouTube. You need to be putting this out there. You need to be doing something because, I mean, this is a gift. It's probably one of many gifts, but this is a gift that you have. And you should totally be producing something with this because you're passionate about it. You're good at it. I don't know anything about this. I trust you with it, you know? So, like, if she can get that out of me, she can get that out of quote unquote strangers on the internet who are looking for answers for their problems or looking for solutions or just curious to learn more about what she's clearly an expert in. So, and so we're going to get into like how we talk ourselves out of the stuff that's our low hanging fruit because it's our gift. And sort of like, it's like any toy. This is the analogy that the Holy Spirit's given me. When you unwrap a gift that's given to you, eventually it ends up sitting. You don't play with it every day. Even if you play with it every day in the beginning, at some point you stop playing with it, you start getting distracted, going on to different things. So it's easy, I think, for people to kind of take for granted their gifts, that the things that have been given to them, because a talent could be something that you work hard for. Like you go to school for business or you go to school for me. I went to school for journalism. So like I spent time and energy to cultivate this talent of being able to tell stories and deliver the news and present stories online or in a traditional broadcast format and the voice that goes with it and how you write your stories and how you edit and all that stuff is a skill that I cultivated and spent a long time over decades building that. And so sometimes when you put a lot of energy towards something, you feel like, okay, this is the thing, right? And you can take for granted the thing that God just gave you, that you didn't have to work hard for, that you didn't have to labor for in that sense. Now, you may have learning curves because if you actually start operating in your gifting and connecting it to talent, your money, there will be learning curves along the journey, okay? But you're graced for that journey because this is a part of your natural gifting and your natural abilities, okay? So, where was I going with that? The girl who's gifted at skincare, okay? So, she was talking to me and I was like, hey, girl, yeah, this is what you need to do. Number one, number two, number three. Just focus on those three things right now. And once you do those three things, let's touch back later and get you the next steps. And one of the things that came up was, hey, I'm not certified in this. So, and that's one of the ways that we cut ourselves out of the opportunity because we feel like we're not qualified or we could even be nervous about people judging us or criticizing us because we're not verified, certified to instruct or guide people in your gifting. That's the whole point of a gift. A gift is what you quote unquote didn't earn. It was given to you. And just because something is given to you, it doesn't mean that it's less valuable than the thing that you worked really, really, really hard for. Sometimes the things that we're working really hard for and that we got the paper degrees to back up and all that, the money there is dry. Dry. I almost want to venture out to say that even if you make a lot of money doing something that you cultivated as a talent, it's never going to be enough because your real money is operating in your gifting. That's a word. I don't even know how to back that up and prove it to you. I just know that I know that I know in my gut that operating in your gifting is where your gravy money is. That's where your overflow money is. Operating in your talent, even if it's a $200,000 a year job or a $300,000 a year job or a half a million a year position, it's never going to, it's going to feel like not enough. And I just don't think you're going to be able to experience the overflow, like the runneth over. It's going to feel like I put in the work and I expect the return. I put in the work, I expect the return. When you operate from your gifting place, honestly, because you didn't like, it's almost like it's like your spiritual inheritance. You didn't have to effort and toil for it. So off top, when you start making money from it, the feeling of it is different because it's like, oh, this is where I thrive. This is what I do good in. You mean to tell me you got success and you got success and you got success and you got success and you're profiting and it's working and this, and then I'm getting compensated for it. It's the type of money that renews you, and it's the type of work that fuels your soul. And it's really easy to, like I said, sort of take that for granted because it can kind of seem like low hanging fruit or something that, again, just comes so naturally to you that you could tell yourself, like, why would anybody listen to me? Like, we're so trained in our culture to work so hard for things. It's like so ingrained in a Western culture that, like, you have to really work hard for something. Even though deep down we know, like, that person's not working that hard or that person, like, even though we know deep down like another reality exists, sometimes it's challenging for us to relinquish that. Oh, I can make money doing something that I love, that I'm passionate about, that I'm good at, that people come to me for. I can charge for it even though, I feel like I'm not certified or qualified in the way that the traditional world tells you that you need to be, and I can thrive here. And it might come with some haters, and it might come with people who are like, you know, you don't have a license, and people be getting on here telling people about skincare and they don't even have no license. But what's for you is for you. And the Bible literally says your gift will make room for you. That's the whole point of a gift. That's the whole point of a present, is that it will make room for you. I love, hey, I'm going to say something about, I am going to say something about an artist. Beyonce, okay? A lot of people enjoy her music. Beyonce and Mariah Carey are not the same type of vocalist, okay? Mariah Carey is a different kind of singer and a different kind of vocalist. And I would, I don't know either one of these women, but I would venture to say that Mariah singing for her is something that she, again, a gift and a talent that she combined. But I would venture to say that Mariah's singing ability is more in her gifting. It's maybe a little less efforting for her. Whereas you have Beyonce, who's like the triple threat performer in the sense of the singer, the dancer, the this, the that, all the things. And I would venture to say that it was more of a talent for her until she tapped into the gifting. And maybe her gifting was performance, maybe her gifting was um, a part of her beauty. Beauty can be a gift. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert on these people by any stretch of the imagination. That's just sort of how I see it. And, and then maybe you can pick people. And I'm not saying Mariah Carey's not beautiful. She absolutely is. So please don't hear that. Maybe it would have been better if I used some other example. I don't know, somebody who like has a great voice, but maybe they're not as popular, but their voice is incredible, right? So anyway, I'm saying all that to say that your gift will make room for you. And there's room for you. Okay. For the person who, if you're the beautician or the esthetician or the marketing professional or the makeup artist or the reporter or the whatever, and you're operating in your gift will make room for you. And if people have a problem with that, then let those people have a problem with that. If they want to hire the person and they want to work with the person or they want to listen to the person who has all the paper degrees, then that's who they want to listen to. And that's okay. Guess what? There's room in the marketplace for all of you. And this is something that I genuinely have told my clients because I work with a lot of women clients. And when I talked to, I remember one lady in particular, and wonderful woman, absolutely adored working with her. And this always eventually comes up. And they could be operating in their gifting, helping people have breakthroughs, but you're helping people who maybe on paper, they look better than you in a sense. Like, better than you may not be the right word. For some of you, it's better than you. For some people, it's just like, again, we live in a culture where we have put so much weight on paper degrees and certificates and these types of things. And it's not that they don't matter. They matter to a degree. But when you are gifted for something, there's a grace operating on your life. There's a favor operating on your life that the degree could never purchase. Hallelujah. That the certificate could never buy you. It's your gift. It's for you. And your gift will make room for you. You just got to unwrap it. Okay. So trust me, I've helped people through this, walking them through this, helping them navigate through this in their own business. I remember a woman who was helping people, multi six-figure earners, people running big corporations and big businesses. And I can think of a couple ladies like this that I've helped. And, they're serving these people who are sitting in rooms and boardrooms and negotiating deals and businesses and have all these degrees and all these things, and they don't have all that, but they're gifted to help and anointed to help those people navigate those tough situations, even though they themselves are not a product of that situation. They themselves don't have the story of like, hey, I worked 12 years, climbed the corporate ladder, and then got burnt out, and so now I help other women avoid being burnt out. Now that's going to reach somebody, whoever that's meant to reach, and maybe that person is combining gift and talent. I don't know, but maybe that person's just operating in talent. Here you come that doesn't have, 20 something years in corporate America, climb the ladder, and then I got burnt out. Maybe you've always been outside of the matrix, but you have a gift to help people in the matrix navigate those situations and stay committed to their calling and their gifting while also honoring themselves and honoring their bodies. Maybe because that's the part that you're really good at, and you just can't do it. You can't even explain it. And those are the women I love helping because, and I'm going to wrap up, but those are the women I love helping because I make a point of saying that I like to help spirit led women because it takes you listening to a certain part of yourself and trusting something inside of you that is counter everything around you. It takes you trusting that. And when you are trusting that, a regular marketing business agency, PR agency, like you could hire them, but they're not going to be able to see you the way I see you. Because I'm like you. I'm a woman who has her own gifting and her own anointing to help women like you. And that's just one of the things that people come to me for. People come to me for other things. We have spiritual stuff, love stuff, so we'll really love around womanhood and like the version of managing you as a woman as you're navigating love relationships while keeping your heart open and removing offense and staying grounded and staying light and bubbly and open to the best of life and possibilities. Like, I get all of that. Okay. And when you're gifted for it, you're just gifted for it. And I had to learn this. You got to stop trying to find ways to validate and explain to people why you're gifted to do what you're gifted to do. You just are. They can take it up with God, respectfully. And it's like a woman who's really great at homemaking. every like I have people tell me this all the time and I don't know why they say it, but people I guess can see that on me. But literally I've had people say like you look like the type of person that every holiday, you got the table spread with all the cute decorations and like Easter's festival at your house, and then Thanksgiving's all decorated and summer's all decorated and you change all the pillows out for the seasons, and like I'm like, okay, that kind of seems a little cray cray, but I guess I could see that for me. I don't know. But there's something about who I am that people feel that, again, because they've told me, they associate that like homemaker, comfort, whatever with me. And it's funny because I can be that way, even though I've never seen myself as like the holiday fanatic or whatever. But yeah, do I keep a clean home? Yes. Do I really love to cook my own meals? Yes. Do I love to feed people and I love watching people be excited to eat my food? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Would I be the type of person that I have thrown brunches and different parties and invited people over and had everything all spread out and cute and like the serving? Like I do like all that. Yeah, I do. It's fun for me when I feel like I want to do it. So, don't take for granted what those gifts are. They could come so second nature to you, like hosting for me, that you sort of can take it for granted, but that's not something that everybody can do. There's some people who don't know how to do that at all, and they have spent money, time, energy, effort to cultivate those talents, and they spend a lot of time and energy investing in themselves in that area, right? And it might just come natural for you. Okay. And that goes with anything. So hopefully, I know I've said a lot in this. There was other things I wanted to talk about. Maybe I'll have to make this a part two series because I didn't get to talk to you about how we talk ourselves out of, going after the thing that is our gift, but I don't want to make this video any longer than necessary. So I'm going to end there. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I can't promise you the next video I'm going to be all made up in this sort of cute thing because I am coming in from the day when I'm recording this. So the next video, y'all might get me in that pink robe again, honey. But the information will be good. Okay. So until then, be encouraged. I want you to spend some time thinking about what is your gift? What is the thing that you're good at that you take for granted? Another exercise you could do, honestly, people say this all the time in business, but people will tell you what they want from you. And you may be the person who's watching this right now, you may not be currently operating in business. It may be something that you've been thinking about, but maybe again you feel like you're not qualified for, you need to study. Those are all lies to keep you stuck, stagnant, not moving. It's time to move. This is the season to move. Move without even having all the answers, but take steps. This is the season for that. And write down the things that people come to you for, because people will tell you what they want from you. Like I used to tell myself, I don't want to do marketing. I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. But I still get people to this day, literally, like almost every week, I get contacted by several people. Hey, I need this. Could you help me with this? I see that you're really good at this. And I don't know what it is, but it's the gift. I do know what it is. It's the gift. It's the gift. I've had people say they want to work for me if I ever started a business. I was like, it's the gift, And so people will tell you what they see in you, what they like about you, what you're good at, being on camera and that sort of thing. People tell me that, oh, you're really good at what you do. It is really easy to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. Like, so people will tell you, um, listen, listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying. Do I need to say it again? Listen to what they're saying. And that is how you can service people. Okay. Money will come to you through the vehicle of what you contribute to the marketplace. And the difference between, I'm going to end here, the difference between a slave and a servant. A slave is when you're exchanging your time for dollars. Slavery season is over, honey. This is the 100 days of rebirth. Slavery is over. officially. Now, it may be over on the federal books of whatever country you live in, but I'm saying on a soul spiritual level, slavery is over. I had a friend remind me that she was like, they say corporate is like golden handcuffs. But let me tell you, these golden shackles are done for. Slavery is over. It is time for the wealth transfer. I've been saying this for a while. If you're new here, I'll have to break it down in another video. It's time for the wealth transfer. It's time for the exodus. A lot of people are waking up everywhere in a lot of different facets. People are waking up in faith. People are waking up spiritually. People are a lot. This is the wake up season, and this is the exodus season. People are preparing to. They were somewhere before, and they're getting ready to switch and be delivered completely out. This is a deliverance exodus season, and some of you are being delivered from slavery. And so it's going to take you paying attention. You may not get a shout from heaven like, do this. You may not get that. But God will send people that are like, hey, you're really good at this. Hey, you're really knocking it out the park at this. Hey, you're good at skincare. Hey, I would listen to you if you made a video about this. Hey, and I want you to listen. Okay. And then let me know in the comments if you want me to make a follow-up video of the things that I hear from the women that I work with on how they talk themselves out of doing their gift. Okay. Because I could tell you, because I've heard it a lot throughout the years. All right. And we can do this even too with our love relationships as well. But right now we're talking about money. We're talking about money. We're talking about money, honey. Let's get your money together, girl. Let's get your money together. All right. So until next time, hopefully that was helpful, y'all. And I will talk to you. I'm feeling myself just a little bit, I can pull it together when I need to. Until next time, ciao.